What about Prince? So-so. Yello, we are very happy to have the both of you here tonight, Boris Blank and Dieter Meier. So before you were a member of Yello, you were a truck driver, is it true?
That's right, yes.
And you were writing music during nighttime, and in daytime you were listening to your music in your truck, and you had many accidents, no? Isn't it?
Yeah, the last months I did 3 full crash. The whole car was smashed.
Yeah.
So the company who I work for tell me now the assurance, or what's the name of?
Yeah, insurance. Yeah.
Insurance wouldn't pay anymore for those accidents. So.
And your father was a very rich man. He's a very rich man. He's a banker, no? A very famous and rich banker.
I don't know whether he's rich or not. He's well off and he's a banker, yeah, but I don't know.
You are not at all involved in rock and roll. You say that a French guy playing rock and roll is like a Japanese guy playing juggling. It's to say you think it's not our culture and you are not into it at all.
Yes, I think, we are asked in America or in England, where we do have some success, we are always asked how come that out of Switzerland something like this can happen. Yeah. And I always say that we are very provincial insofar as we are not trying to copy rock and roll, because these are not our musical roots.
Yeah.
And this is why I think, for example, in France, if I may say so, that a lot of music is just not going back to the roots France has musically, but is as a culture imported and just taken over, like when I put on a new jacket, you know? And this is something that's not really deep, because it doesn't come from your roots. It's something that's just put on you like a sticker, and then you play rock and roll. You can be very perfect doing it, but it has no soul.
What about your new album called Flag? You say it is the most yellow of our album. What does it mean? Flag is like a motto for you, no?
I think it is a very difficult situation for a musician or for everybody who is creating something if suddenly over the last 3-4 years we had more public success. You have this success. It's like if people throw gold at you, and this gold can kill you, you know, in a James Bond way. If you're covered in gold, you don't breathe anymore.
You are like Goldfinger.
Right, and this album Flag and the title means that we are trying to keep up the identity of the little flag, of our little ideas, opposite the situation where we suddenly have to feel responsible for all the money that we make because we have been successful.
So now we will play a little game. It's a kind of interview we do quite often in this program. It's called a Who's Who interview.
Who's Who?
If I tell you Bryan Ferry, what do you think of Bryan Ferry?
Bryan Ferry is a very classical entertainer, a real crooner, a classical entrepreneur who, when Roxy Music started, had invented a whole new style of music. We should never forget that we were surrounded by rock and roll when he started with Roxy Music, and he's still kind of the father of a whole new movement.
Okay, double.
They're good friends of mine. I had yesterday a phone call with one member of...
Yes, they're friends of ours,
You appreciate what they are doing?
Yes, yes. I think they are very good songwriters. To be a bit critical...
let's be critical.
Let's be critical. I would wish that they, in their production, would be a bit more adventurous, you know. I think they are very gifted.
Too classical, you mean?
They are a bit too slick for my taste, you know.
Next, Kraftwerk.
I think is the opposite of Yello. Kraftwerk, they want to become like machines.
Like robots.
They like to be robots, and Yello is using high-tech, new technology as the bongos of the 20th century. We don't, we are not impressed by technology, we use it, you know, and they would like to be technical, they would like to be robots. Okay. So it's the opposite.
Okay, Talking Heads, because you are quite...
I hate his voice.
Ah, you hate them?
Yeah, no, I hate David Byrne's voice. It's really, it sticks exactly here. The music I like a lot.
And
Very
you, Dieter?
rhythmical.
I think, well, this is something that people also say about us. I think they're sometimes a bit too arty, a bit too art student,
yeah.
you know. And recently, I mean, for the last few years, they're trying to get away from this by using sort of very black rhythms, sort of very rolling, strong rhythms, and I think this is a very, very good development for them. But basically, I like them, especially knowing how difficult it is, you know, to create something individual in America, in this business. You know, it is the toughest thing in the world to get through the walls of ignorance in America.
What about Prince? So. And you?
Prince, to me, is a virtuoso. He's a genius conglomerate of all kinds of different ideas. He's a brilliant arranger, and I think altogether he's changing a bit too often, kind of the image. He's to me like a magician who had a box in front of him, and he's taking out this prince, that prince, or do you want this prince or that prince?
Frank Zappa?
I was a big fan of Zappa. I think he was very humorous, and he had a lot of self-irony in his whole thing. The kind of funky, jazzy, rocky approach he had musically, after a while, got a bit boring for me.
Yeah, after about 20 albums.
So many albums. And last but not least, Jimi Hendrix.
Nice, good guitar player. Probably he was just too short on this planet. Great character.
Is it true that you will settle in Paris?
Yeah. I'm trying to find a flat here, because I love Paris and I love Jimi Hendrix.
Et pour être sûr de ne rien rater de Arditube, abonnez-vous et mettez un pouce bleu.